What if everything you believe about the moon is completely wrong? You look up at the moon and see nothing more than a cold, lifeless rock drifting in the darkness of space. Silent, empty, useless. But that assumption might be one of the biggest misunderstandings in human history. Because right now, while you're casually looking at it, plans are already being made not to explore the moon, but to extract what's hidden beneath its surface. And this isn't some distant future. This is happening now. A quiet race has already begun. The strange part is, most of us continue living our lives as if nothing is happening. We still think of the moon as a barren place with no air, no water, extreme temperatures, and no real value. A place that exists only for science or for beauty in the night sky. But hidden within that apparent emptiness are resources that could completely transform life on Earth. Not gold, not oil, but something far more powerful materials that could unlock an almost limitless source of energy. One of the most talked about is helium-3, an extremely rare isotope on Earth, almost impossible to mine in meaningful quantities. But on the moon, after billions of years of exposure to solar radiation, helium-3 may exist in far greater abundance, embedded within the lunar soil itself. If humanity can extract and use it efficiently, it could revolutionize the global energy system. We're talking about a form of energy that produces enormous power with minimal radioactive waste compared to current nuclear technologies. That alone would be enough to change everything. But what makes this even more significant is that this opportunity is not open to everyone. Only a handful of nations and advanced organizations currently have the technology to reach the moon, let alone operate on it. And in any race like this, those who arrive first don't just explore, they define the rules. They gain control, influence, power. It sounds like science fiction, but the first steps have already been taken, and progress is accelerating faster than ever. Missions returning to the moon are no longer driven purely by curiosity. They now carry clear economic objectives. This could mark the beginning of an entirely new industry, one that exists beyond Earth, yet directly shapes life on it. A space-based economy, one where resources are extracted, processed, and used without ever returning to our planet. And once you begin to understand that, the moon stops being a distant object and becomes something far more valuable. So why did humanity abandon it for decades after Apollo 11? Not because we couldn't return, but because, at the time, there was no clear economic incentive. The moon was a symbol of political dominance during the Cold War. Once that race ended, so did the urgency. But today, everything has changed. Technology has advanced. The demand for resources on Earth is rising rapidly. And perhaps most importantly, the cost of reaching space is dropping faster than ever before. What once required billions of dollars for a single mission is now becoming increasingly accessible even to private companies. And when costs fall, impossible ideas begin turning into real plans. This is no longer just a competition between nations. Private corporations are now entering the race, aiming not to explore, but to build infrastructure. The moon is no longer the destination. It is the starting point. A refueling station, a resource hub, a launch pad for deeper space missions. And that makes it strategically critical not just for science, but for the future of the global economy. Because once economic value is confirmed, returning to the moon is no longer optional. It becomes inevitable. The question is no longer if we go back, but who gets there first? And what exactly are they after? Beyond helium-3, another resource may be just as important: water. It sounds simple, but on a place as dry as the moon, water is incredibly valuable. For years, scientists believed the moon had none. But recent discoveries have revealed ice deposits hidden in permanently shadowed regions near the poles, places where sunlight never reaches. These frozen reserves may have remained untouched for billions of years. And water in space is more than just something to drink. It can be split into hydrogen and oxygen, two key components of rocket fuel. This transforms the moon into something entirely new, a natural refueling station in space. Instead of carrying massive amounts of fuel from Earth, spacecraft could refuel on the Moon, drastically reducing cost and increasing efficiency. And once that happens, deep space exploration becomes far more realistic. The Moon becomes a gateway, a stepping stone to Mars, to asteroids, and beyond. It also holds rare metals that could reshape industrial supply chains back on Earth. And in the future, manufacturing could even take place directly in space, using lunar materials instead of transporting everything from our planet. This wouldn't just reduce costs, it would expand human activity beyond Earth in ways we've never seen before. But the true significance isn't any single resource. It's the system they create together. A self-sustaining network of energy, materials, and infrastructure operating beyond Earth. And once that system exists, the Moon becomes more than valuable. It becomes essential. But none of this is easy. The Moon is one of the harshest environments imaginable. No atmosphere, extreme temperature swings, dangerous, razor-sharp dust that can damage equipment over time. And resources aren't concentrated like mines on Earth, they're scattered, requiring massive processing efforts to extract even small amounts. Everything must operate hundreds of thousands of kilometers away, with minimal direct support. This isn't just a technological challenge. It's one of the most complex engineering problems humanity has ever faced. And yet, despite all these obstacles, the race continues. Because the reward is simply too great. If these challenges are overcome, the result won't just be technological success, it will reshape the global balance of power. Energy could become cheaper and cleaner, entire industries could transform, a new economic frontier could emerge beyond Earth. And with it, a new hierarchy of power. But there's one more complication. The Moon doesn't legally belong to anyone. According to international agreements, no nation can claim ownership over it. But in reality, when valuable resources are involved, control often doesn't come from laws, it comes from presence, from infrastructure, from early advantage. Those who arrive first may not officially own the Moon, but they could control access to what matters most. And history has shown us how that usually ends. So this raises a deeper question. Will the Moon become a place of cooperation shared for the benefit of all humanity? Or will it become the next arena of competition, where power defines the rules once again? Because the truth is, the Moon hasn't changed. We've finally begun to understand its value. And now that we do, turning back is no longer an option. So in the end, the question isn't whether the Moon is valuable. It's who will control that value and what kind of future they will create with it.